We're all connected, brethren tethered by a common fabric. The steps are stretching, headed bottom to the top of palace. I cannot mend the scepter, top off, then I spill the chalice. From till the sun's up, shine on every beat that I inhabit.
What up, y'all? So, DK rap artist is one of the people who actually inspired me to rap. I first discovered him on a cypher many years ago, and when I first heard him, it was just inspirational and very impressive. And he's just released a new song. I actually have a song with him. We collabed once in the past. I reached out to him, and he was kind enough to provide me with a fire verse. Our song is called Mona Lisa, if you guys want to check that out. But I was way more inexperienced back then. But anyway, you know, we all start somewhere. So today we're checking out Who's That? And right off the bat, first shot, here he is holding up the loser sign, you know, trolling them haters. Let's get it.
You thought I would quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, who's that?
You thought I would quit? You thought I would give up? I'm never gonna do that.
You thought I would quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, who's that? You sound whack when you jump on tracks.
He walks into the room and everyone's like, who's that? You know, from the moment he walks into a room, he carries a presence, a certain aura, you know. It leaves an impression is what he's saying.
I would quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, who's that? You sound whack when you jump on tracks.
You sound whack when you jump on tracks. So he's dissing all these wannabe rappers.
I quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, who's that? You sound whack when you jump on tracks. They hear you rap and they're like, who's that? They say your name, who's that, who's that? Nobody knows who's that, who's that? They say your name, who's that, who's that? Nobody knows who's that, who's that?
I'm loving this chorus. This is an incredible chorus. It is probably one of the catchiest choruses I've ever heard, no cap.
Nobody knows who's that, who's that? They say your name, who's that, who's that? Nobody knows who's that, who's that? You thought I would quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, who's that? You sound whack when you jump on tracks. They hear you rap and they're like, who's that? They say your name, who's that, who's that? Nobody knows who's that, who's that? They say your name, who's that, who's that? Nobody knows who's that. Came for the rubble like Barney.
He came from the rubble. He rose up from the dirt.
Say your name, who's that, who's that? Nobody knows who's that. Came for the rubble like Barney. See everyone laughing, you get offset cause your track's too arse like Cardi.
See everyone laughing and you get upset because your track, it's too ass like Cardi B. He's not saying Cardi B is whack, or maybe he is, I don't know what his taste is. But he's particularly playing off of ass in Cardi B because, you know, she displays her ass in her music videos.
For the rubble like Barney. See everyone laughing, you get offset cause your track's too arse like Cardi. I represent London, I'm not from Marcy. I ain't let shit get past me.
He represents London. He's not from Mars. So he's saying he's real, you know. All these other rappers, you know, saying they're out of this world, saying they're alien, and here's DK rap artists like, nah fam, I just represent my city. Respect.
Track too arse like Cardi. I represent London, I'm not from Marcy. I ain't let shit get past me. The fuck.
He ain't letting shit get past him.
Arse like Cardi. I represent London, I'm not from Marcy. I ain't let shit get past me. The fuck fake friends and I want you to do well, do one. I ain't gonna look for a new one. I cut people off like Kanye.
He's talking about cutting people off, and he's using Kanye West as an example because Kanye has stated many times that when people are detrimental to you and when they don't add anything to your life, you're better off cutting them off. So that's the same type of mentality that DK has.
Too arse like Cardi. I represent London, I'm not from Marcy. I ain't let shit get past me. The fuck fake friends and I want you to do well, do one. I ain't gonna look for a new one. I cut people off like Kanye. Hold up, I'ma let you finish, but I ain't never heard nobody so whack. I bet nobody.
Hold up, he's gonna let you finish. He's giving you a chance, you know, if he's listening to your song, he's listening to the end. But regardless of that, he still ain't heard anyone else so whack.
Kanye, hold up, I'ma let you finish, but I ain't never heard nobody so whack. I bet nobody wanna go to your show, and even if it did, they would never go back. And they
I bet nobody would want to go to your show. And then he said, even if they did, they'd never go back. Because he's saying that their show sucks so much that the people who do attend it, they don't return.
I heard nobody so whack. I bet nobody wanna go to your show, and even if it did, they would never go back. Now they're gonna get ready, put on their makeup, then paying entrance fee. When their friend said, "Yo, did you know what's his face is performing?" They will respond, "Who's that? Who's that?" They thought.
So he's talking about like all these people on social media, for instance, who are putting on makeup and stuff, and then their own friends, when they don't even recognize them due to the way they cover up their real face. And then, of course, playing into the title, and their friends be like, "Oh, who's that? Who's that? Wait a second, that's your friend."
Entrance fee. When their friend said, "Yo, did you know what's his face is performing?" They will respond, "Who's that? Who's that?"
And also, "Yo, did you know what his face was before?" You know, and they would respond, "Who's that? Who's that?" So he's saying they're irrelevant. You know, even when they try to bring him up in conversation, they're so irrelevant they don't even know his name. They're like, "His face. Do you know whose faces that is?" They're like, "Oh no, who's that?" And, every rapper, all of us, when we start out, who he's talking about, that's us. Originally, I also, and perhaps I still am, who's that? Because you've got to fight to get yourself out there. And at first, it's really hard. And at first, we're all nobodies until we make something of ourselves. So keep grinding.
Body wanna go to your show, and even if it did, they would never go back. Now they're gonna get ready, put on their makeup, then paying entrance fee. When their friend said, "Yo, did you know what's his face is performing?" They will respond, "Who's that? Who's that?" They thought I would quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, "Who's that?" You sound whack when you jump on tracks. They hear you rap and they're like, "Who's that?" They say your name, "Who's that? Who's that?" Nobody knows who's that, who's that. They say your name, "Who's that? Who's that?" Nobody knows who's that, who's that. They thought I would quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, "Who's that?" You sound whack when you jump on tracks. They hear you rap and they're like, "Who's that?" They say your name, "Who's that? Who's that?" Nobody knows who's that, who's that. They say your name, "Who's that? Who's that?" Nobody knows who's that.
Can I just say, what a phenomenal instrumental, okay? This is an incredibly detailed, textured instrumental. It's brilliant.
Nobody knows who's that, who's that. They say your name, "Who's that? Who's that?" Nobody knows who's that. What's the outcome? No income.
What? Oh, playing off of outcome. He said, "What's the outcome? No income." So, you're pursuing your little dream. And what's the outcome of that? You still ain't got no income.
Say your name, "Who's that? Who's that?" Nobody
And that means you ain't going hard enough.
knows who's that. What's the outcome? No income. No amount of practice to fill these boots, and trust in my music will sound like yours. Shit, I'ma get a real job too when I.
If his music would sound like yours, he'd go and get a real job. Because he knows if his music sounded as ass as whoever he's talking about, he would go and just go get a job. Because he'd know it's pointless. Because he'd know he sucks. It's never pointless. Don't give up. But put the work ethic in. Me, I'm not talented. But I have a hunger and I keep working.
Practice to fill these boots, and trust in my music will sound like yours. Shit, I'ma get a real job too when I drop my bars. I'ma kill your mood. Only thing you should drop is the music shit.
When he drops his bars, he's gonna kill your mood. And the only thing you should drop is your music. You know how when you release music, he's saying he doesn't mean drop your music as in release it. He means drop your music as in quit doing music entirely.
I'ma get a real job too when I drop my bars. I'ma kill your mood. Only thing you should drop is the music shit. Cause it's not working money. It's not working. And you need some working money. You do.
Because it's not working. He needs him some working money. So he's playing off of the word work. Because, when you work, you make money. But he's also saying the music itself isn't functioning.
Thing you should drop is the music shit. Cause it's not working money. It's not working. And you need some working money. You do. Talk shit, then watch where you end off. Cause if I send, you'll need a send off. If you get you a buzz, I'ma kill your high than the EQ when you roll the end off.
Woo! If you get you a buzz, he's gonna kill your high. And then he said something about, playing off of buzz. When you get buzzed, you get high, but also buzz like your audience. Your buzz, he's going to kill it off. Hang on. Then he said something about EQ.
If I send, you'll need a send off. If you get you a buzz, I'ma kill your high than the EQ when you roll the end off. My bars
like an EQ when you roll your end off. I'm not quite sure I understand that one, guys. Let me know in the comments.
Need a send off. If you get you a buzz, I'ma kill your high than the EQ when you roll the end off. My bar's gonna get me a murk.
EQ when you roll the end off. For some reason, that's still not clicking for me.
If you get you a buzz, I'ma kill your high at the EQ when you roll the end off. My bar's gonna get me a murk. Your bar's gonna get you murk. Big difference, man. I'm gonna get.
His bars are gonna get him a murk. You know, playing off of murk. While your bars, they're gonna get you murked. You know.
The end off. My bar's gonna get me a murk. Your bar's gonna get you murk. Big difference, man. I'm gonna get you first. Keep distance, man. That shit's absurd.
Big difference, alright? There's a big difference between him and these whack-ass rappers, so keep your fucking distance.
Your bar's gonna get you murk. Big difference, man. I'm gonna get you first. Keep distance, man. That shit's absurd. Before I quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, who's that? You sound whack when you jump on tracks. They hear you rap and they're like, who's that? They say your name, who's that? Who's that? Nobody knows who's that? Who's that? They say your name, who's that? Who's that? No.
Wi-Fi. I'm so sorry, guys. What's going on? It's saying it's connected. I apologise. Come on, Father, please. I think DK's raps are just too insane for my internet to process because he's caused my screen to just freeze. Let me try something.
Name, who's that? Who's that? Nobody knows who's that? Who's that? They say your name, who's that? Who's that? Nobody knows who's that? Who's that?
It keeps freezing for some reason. Hang on, guys. Maybe if I restart it. We're at 207. 207. His bars are just too fire. 206. That should be fine. Let's get it.
Who's that? Who's that? Before I quit, I'ma never do that. Walk in the room and they're like, who's that? You sound whack when you jump on tracks. They hear you rap and they're like, who's that? They say your name, who's that? Who's that? Nobody knows who's that? Who's that? They say your name, who's that? Who's that?
And this chorus is genius because really, you can take it as he's dissing you. Like they say your name, who's that? Who's that? But what I think is he's trying to make you hungry, you know? He's trying to make us realise we ain't shit, okay? If you really want this, you know what you got to do.
Nobody knows who's that.
Woo! That beat. What a cool cover. Yeah, man, DK, he never disappoints. Absolute legend. Much love to you, man. Great song. Take care. Peace, y'all.